Hello there to all fans of Stranger Things. Season 4 just recently wrapped up, as you'd expect. It's closed off with some major cliffhangers. Has the Upside Down taken over Hawkins? Who was the true villain all along? And is he still alive? Just what is the extent of Eleven's power? Is Max going to pull through from her coma? While we wait for Season 5, let's answer these questions and figure out what to expect when the show returns. Just what's going on in Hawkins? In what might be the most dire season finale we've seen from the show yet, the latest episode of Stranger Things saw the town of Hawkins turn into a gray wasteland, the flowers seemingly turning to ash in an instant. That's the effect of the Upside Down leaking into the world, and it's not a pretty sight, to say the least. Those spores are toxic to all life on Earth, and no doubt, wreaking havoc on the vegetation is only the start of the threat. It's left everyone wondering what's going to become of this world going forward, and just how did this happen anyway? The heroes defeated Vecna, right? Well, while it's true that they managed to topple the ghoulish villain, it may have been too little too late. You see, Vecna's plan required him to rack up a bit of a body count. He needed 4 people dead, and he got there, at least temporarily. Max Mayfield offered herself as bait to lure Vecna into an ambush, but while they dealt a serious bit of damage to him, he was ultimately still able to fatally wound Max, setting off the invasion of the Upside Down. 11 managed to revive her before Vecna's plan reached to its conclusion, but that did not stop the invasion. Instead, it merely slowed it down, sadly. As a result, we have a gradual apocalypse on our hands, instead of an instantaneous one. So then, that means Henry Creel was behind it all? That's right. He was revealed as the big villain of the arc, and looks primed to continue that role going forward. It was shown in a flashback that Henry was banished into the Upside Down by 11 in her youth, and he became fascinated with it, a dimension that had gone unaltered by humanity. Old Henry was never too fond of us meatbags, so he was delighted to explore this realm. There, he created the Mind Flayer and embarked on a plot to eradicate all life on Earth so that he may recreate it in his own image. Bit of an ego there, eh? Gotta be honest. Doesn't seem like the nicest image to base things on, but to each their own. A truly cruel sort, Henry began tormenting traumatized teenagers to suck them of their life force. Chrissy Cunningham, Fred Benson, and Patrick McKinney all eventually succumbed to what is referred to as Vecna's curse, before he focused on his final would-be victim, Max Mayfield. Though he got a lot more than he bargained for in the process, being set on fire and shot with a sawed-off, he got very close to achieving his ultimate goal, even if he only temporarily killed Max. But is Max going to survive? You have to wonder if there's anything saving Max Mayfield. While yes, Max is still alive at the end of Volume 2, or rather is brought back to life, she's not doing so hot. Her heart still beats, but she's stuck in a coma at the moment. How long is she going to be asleep? Is she ever going to wake up? Is she going to be on the sidelines for the coming season? Well, there's no doubt a reason that she's been kept alive, and it's likely she'll be an important character going forward, whether she's awake to see the events of Season 5 or not. Remember, if Vecna gets to 4 kills, that's an immediate full-scale invasion. She's in a coma as a direct result of his attack, and if she doesn't make it, that might mean the gates are opening right back up again. Unfortunately, the odds of her getting back up seem rather low at the moment, because even 11 entered her mind and she found that Max was brain dead. But of course, this is a show all about the supernatural, and she's technically not gone quite yet, so it's hard to rule anything out. Hey, there's always hope, right? So if her dying is going to signal the end of the world, by that logic, what does it mean if she awakens? If her life is no longer hanging precariously in the balance, does that mean Hawkins is in the clear? Unfortunately, not quite. You see, in spite of his defeat, we may not have seen the last of this arc's big bad yet. How could that be? And how did 11 manage to save Max in the first place? We'll let you in on the details there later, but first, let's look ahead to Season 5. Next up, what can we expect from Season 5 of Stranger Things? We've laid out a lot of our cliffhangers, but how is it all going to come together? It's pretty clear that the stakes have been raised a lot higher than we've seen in the past. These invasions were always repelled pretty quickly before, but this one feels different, doesn't it? We're gearing up towards a big climax. It's been stated that Season 5 is the final of Stranger Things, so it's only fitting that they're looking to go out with a bang. Obviously, our cast is to find out some way to close the gates and put an end to the invasion, but it seems unlikely that the government will be able to cover this one up. This time, the secrets of the supernatural are going to get out for sure, and it should be fascinating to see how the world of the show reacts to such a thing. Are the people of Hawkins prepared to know what's on the other side? Finally, Season 5 will see our protagonists figure out a way to stop Vecna once and for all, and finish him off for good this time. So you mean to tell me Vecna's still alive? Indeed. it looks certain that the villain has been vanquished. Our heroes threw everything they had at him, with 11 taking his mind in a psychic duel, whilst her friends attacked his body. This attack ended with him taking a huge plummet through a window that certainly seemed like it should have killed him. But the body was gone in short order, suggesting his escape. Perhaps the creatures of the Upside Down managed to whisk him away so he could lick his wounds in safety. Or maybe he's just that tough and actually walked away from the fight under his own power? Henry Creel was once just a supernatural sensitive test subject, much like 11, but after being flung into the Upside Down and surviving for 7 years amidst the hazardous wastes, well, let's just say that changes a man, and in his case, it made him incredibly resilient. So maybe he simply got up and left his own volition, thinking the job was done. One thing is for sure, we haven't seen the last of the big bad, but that isn't good news for any of Hawkins' residents. Of course, he may still be on the injured reserve for a while. We haven't actually seen what shape he's in following the battle, so he may well be more vulnerable than before. We'll just have to wait and see. But what's the deal with 11's new powers? 11 seems to get new abilities all the time, slowly discovering new uses for her power over the course of the show. But as we've mentioned, at the end of the season finale, she actually managed to revive Max, seemingly through sheer force of will. My goodness, she's able to bring people back from the dead now? That's a little overpowered, don't you think? Well, it may not actually be that simple. 11 and Vecna share a lot in common, at least as far as power sets are concerned. Their connection means that they're the perfect foils to one another, able to repel each other's abilities. This is actually shown quite well by the events surrounding Max Mayfield. You see, while Vecna was looking to kill Max through psychological torment and traumatic memories, 11 managed to save her by doing the exact opposite, bringing up positive memories and happy thoughts to put a stop to Vecna's assault. Wow, it suddenly started sounding a bit cheesy, didn't it? Saved through the power of friendship. Or half saved anyway. What with the whole brain-dead comatose thing? That puts a damper on things. All the same, it's likely that 11's ability to save Max was very dependent on this connection she and Vecna share. This ability to cancel each other out, as it were. With no mistake, we'll be seeing a lot more of this dichotomy in the final few episodes to come. Who knows what twists and turns await next? We're all dying to find out. But that's all from us today. This conversation's just getting started though, as we have a long wait yet for Season 5. So in the meantime, let us know what you thought of the last episode. What do you expect to happen next? Be sure to tell us in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for watching.